Sugar, insulin and midlife weight gain. You're not addicted to food, it's worse. You've tried it all, you've cut the carbs, you've counted the calories, you've followed the diets for years, you've flogged yourself on the treadmill, you ate less, you moved more, you ditched breakfast, you drank the green smoothies and you said goodbye to bread and joy. And yet your weight still won't budge. Welcome to Weight Gain After 50. Where your metabolism feels like it's on permanent holiday and your belly has suddenly got its own postcode. Here's what nobody tells you. It's not just your hormones, it's not just menopause, and it's absolutely not your lack of willpower. Yet those things do matter, of course they do, but it's way more than any of them. You're not broken, but your metabolism might be. And today I'm going to show you why that is and exactly what to do about it with the science to back it up. Let's start with a hard truth. After 50, most traditional diet advice becomes not just useless, but harmful. Eat less, move more. Calories in equals calories out. Try a meal replacement shake. No, no, and no. These are outdated approaches based on short-term studies in young people, not menopausal women or andropausal men or who are already suffering from poor sleep and thyroid shifts and a metabolism that's been dragged through the processed food ringer for decades. I'm Emma Voysey, board certified health coach and ex-chef, former aerobics instructor, and somebody who hit her 40s doing all the right things and yet still ended up bloated and achy and brain foggy and exhausted and mysteriously expanding until I stopped blaming myself and started looking at the real science behind midlife weight gain. Now I help hundreds of people over 50 and actually of all ages to reverse insulin resistance, tame their sugar cravings and finally lose the fat that nothing else would touch. And yes, these techniques do work at any age because somebody brought this up in the comments a few weeks ago that they didn't think this was just for over 50s. No, of course it's not just for over 50s, but it just becomes more pertinent as we age and the old, it's just inevitable aging or it's just the inevitable passage of aging, that nonsense rears its ugly, that excuse rears its ugly head. I hope this video might just change everything for you. And I'm filming today from this beautiful holiday home in France. Look at that. Wouldn't you just love it if that was your house? I'd love it if it was my house, but I'm just staying here. And I'm here with Mikey and his best girlfriend, Zoya, who is a teckle, dachshund teckle. And if they stop racing around, you might actually see them in a minute. By the end of this video, you are going to understand why weight gain after 50 has nothing to do with laziness. That's the first thing. What sugar is secretly doing to your metabolism. The hidden sugar addiction cycle that nobody wants to admit because, let's face it, none of us wants to admit being addicted to anything, and how to break it, and why your metabolism slows down after 50 and how to fire it up again. How I use a science-backed vitamin C flush to help eliminate bloating, reset digestion and appetite in week 1 of my courses, the hormonal chain reaction that locks in fat gain, and the 3 big things that you can start doing today over 50 to kickstart fat loss without counting a single calorie. And it's not that I don't believe that calories are a thing. They are just a measurement. They're just a measurement of the energy quantities of food, but all calories are not created equal. And the idea that we can count calories to lose weight is so outdated and so antiquated, ridiculous. It just doesn't work because we are not a closed system. Human beings react differently to different foods, at different points in the day, at different times of life, all of that. So I'm going to also, that's why I have no truck with counting calories as a method of losing weight. Chapter 1. The hidden truth, sugar addiction is real. So let's call out the elephant in the room and talk about something that many experts don't even seem to want to recognise. Sugar addiction is real, and most of us, yes, you too, are somewhere on that spectrum. We are sugar addicts by the time we can walk. We are raised on rusks and cereal and squash and custard and fruit yogurts and juice boxes and sweetened baby food and. We've been trained from since before we could talk to associate sweetness with safety. Celebrating. Let's eat cake. Feeling sad. Here's some chocolates. Bored. Have another mini meal. Sugar isn't just a treat, it's been our comfort, our crutch, our well done and you deserve it. And it's often a primary coping mechanism where we all default to. Breaking that addiction doesn't just require willpower, it requires a full metabolic reset because you're not really just addicted to the food. This one is even bigger. You are addicted to the chemical high that comes after the food. Dopamine, calm, relief, numbness. So MRI scans show that sugar lights up the brain like cocaine. Dr. Nicole Avena has shown that it causes binging and withdrawal and craving cycles just like hard drugs do. That wiring doesn't disappear in midlife. In fact, it gets even worse because the more decades under your belt, the longer you've relied on it. Dr. Mark Hyman calls sugar the new nicotine, a highly addictive, biologically harmful substance that hijacks our brain's reward system and fuels chronic disease. From food, what the heck should I eat? Sugar is 8 times more addictive than cocaine. It lights up the brain's reward centre in exactly the same way, which is why people can't just have a little bit. Let's just pause here for a moment and remind ourselves that we aren't just talking about the pure, white and deadly substance that you spoon all over your cereal or into your coffee. We are talking about everything that turns into sugar in the body. That's your rice, your pasta, your beer, your fruit, your whole grain bread, your baked potatoes, your quinoa, all of it, healthy or otherwise, containing fibre, containing vitamins and minerals, healthy or otherwise, it's all turned into sugar by the body. And what happens with excess sugar? It gets stored as fat. Chapter 2, why diets don't work after 50, even if you ever thought they did work in the first place. Here's why none of the old tricks work anymore. Your metabolism has changed, and it didn't just happen because of your age, it happened because of insulin resistance. As we age, after decades of sugar stress and snacking and processed food, insulin becomes less and less effective. It stays elevated longer. That means fat stays locked up, like Rapunzel in her high tower, only this time she's not letting her hair down because insulin's posted a no exit sign and it's changed all the locks. Meanwhile, you're losing muscle mass, sarcopenia beckons, your sleep is getting worse, cortisol, your stress hormone, that's higher, and inflammation is smouldering away in the background, making everything ache and hurt all over the place, whole body, body-wide, which just means that traditional dieting, eat less, move more, just backfires. Calories in versus calories out becomes meaningless when insulin is high. You're not burning all that stored fuel. You can't even access it, any of it. You're just storing more. And here's where it gets really unfair, because it's not just about insulin. Once insulin stays high, it sets off this whole hormonal domino effect. Cortisol climbs, which tells your body to store belly fat just in case. Leptin, the hormone that normally tells us that we're full, that gets ignored, so you keep eating. And ghrelin, the hunger hormone, starts shouting even louder. Thyroid function slows down to conserve your energy, and estrogen becomes imbalanced, especially after menopause, tipping the scales even further towards fat storage. Which means it's not just one thing, it's this whole chain reaction. And unless you address the whole system, it's not just calories or carbs, you're going to feel like your body's working against you at every turn of the corner. What happens when insulin is high? Fat burning shuts off, hunger hormones go haywire, cortisol rises, leptin resistance develops, liver gets fatty. And guess what? Guess what spikes insulin faster than anything? Sugar. Even the healthy kind, hiding in your sugar-free granola, in your smoothies, your brown rice, your quinoa, your baked potatoes, and your low-fat yogurts. If you want exclusive behind the scenes content, bonus videos, early access to all my videos, all my general videos, and my personal tools for fat loss over 50, consider becoming a paid member of my channel from just $2.99 a month, the price of a cup of coffee. Just click join underneath the video. Chapter 3, the vitamin C flush, a metabolic reset tool. Now here's the magic trick that I use in week 1 of my maximum fat loss and my Sweet Enough coached program. It's called the vitamin C flush. Not invented by me, just used by me to great success. Originally developed by Dr. Robert Cathcart in the late 70s and used extensively in the decades that have followed. The vitamin C flush uses either a buffered form of vitamin C, sodium ascorbate, or a straight up ascorbic acid, taken in small doses in warm water every 15 to 30 minutes until you reach bowel tolerance. That's code for until your gut says enough and flushes everything out. Big bathroom moment. Do this on an at-home day. So why do we do this? So it clears toxic gut contents. It reduces or eliminates upper gut fermentation, which can cause bloating and sugar cravings, and it supports bile flow and liver detox. It helps to regulate appetite and blood sugar, and it resets your body's baseline so the real healing can begin. And the results? Well, my clients report dramatic drop in cravings, feeling mentally clear for the first time in years. Bloating disappears, fat loss is finally unlocked or unblocked. Is it safe? Yes, as long as it's done properly. We can use buffered sodium ascorbate, which is gentler on the stomach than straight ascorbic acid, or you can use ascorbic acid if you can cope with it fine. I was fine with the ascorbic acid version when I did it the first time. And you build up gradually, and we stop at the first sign of a bowel movement. It's not a daily thing, it's a reset tool, and it's used in a structured way. Chapter 4, what actually works after 50? So what on earth does work? Here are 5 of my non-negotiables. Eat real food, single ingredients, whole foods, not things in colourful packages. Front load your protein and your fat earlier in the day. Use salt strategically, especially in the mornings. This will rehydrate your cells, support adrenal function, and kickstart energy. According to Dr. James Di Nicolantonio, most people aren't eating too much salt. They're actually dangerously deficient because of decades of really bad advice. In The Salt Fix, brilliant book if you haven't read it, highly recommend it, he writes low salt diets can cause fatigue and muscle cramps and insulin resistance, the very problems that they were supposed to fix. Stop snacking so insulin has a chance to drop. Even one mouthful of food, one creamy coffee, one nut between meals is going to interrupt your digestion, it's going to spike insulin, it's going to stall fat burning. And over time, this habit can also contribute to this upper fermenting gut, which is the thing that we have to take the vitamin C flush to dispel. And this is where food sits too long in the stomach and ferments instead of digesting, leading to bloating and burping and a sluggish metabolism. And the last one, number 5, honour your circadian rhythm. Eat with the sun, sleep in the dark, get back in alignment with nature. And yes, if you're bloated and stuck or craving sugar like a mad person, a vitamin C flush could be your turning point. Sugar addiction, chapter 5, is more than just about food. Let me say this clearly. You're not greedy, you're not weak, you are chemically hooked because sugar hijacks your reward system and then your body starts to crave what your brain got used to. To break this cycle, you need a reset of your chemistry, like the flush, a reset of habits, like early protein or salt in the mornings or early sunlight, a reset of beliefs. You're not broken, you've just been misled. This is what my course delivers. If this is resonating with you and your body feels like it's fighting you at every turn of the corner, then come and join me. Inside both Maximum Fat Loss and my coached program, Sweet Enough, I walk you through the resets step by step. Week 1, vitamin C flush, real food, no calorie counting, blood sugar balance, gut healing, circadian rhythm, fat adaptation. Why did I call it sweet enough? Well, it was always something that when people said to you, this is when I was a teenager and I was being very hip and trendy, and if anybody ever said, oh, would you like sugar with that? You'd say, oh no, thanks, I'm sweet enough. I'm booking clients now to start their coaching program after my summer break, and spots fill quickly, or visit my website today and you can get started with maximum fat loss on your solo journey. Some people thrive with accountability, regular check-ins and support and a bit of gentle butt kicking, whilst others prefer to go it alone, be self-paced on their own terms with everything laid out step by step. Either way, the goal is the same: stronger, leaner, healthier for good. You're not crazy. You're not lazy, and you're definitely not too old. You've just been running a Ferrari on the wrong fuel. So let's clean the tank, retrain the engine, and get you firing on all cylinders again. So if this has helped you, please hit like, leave me a comment, and share it with someone who's still trapped in the calorie counting prison. And if you'd like to subscribe to my weekly newsletter, there's a link below in the description. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, you might like one of these two next. I'm going for a swim, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.